Mayors from sanctuary cities were questions about their city's policies on undocumented migrants today. And while GOP lawmakers argue that it makes their communities less safe, mayors say they do the opposite.
National correspondent Christine Frizzau was on Capitol Hill and brings us the latest.
As the Trump administration continues its crackdown on criminal migrants, a crackdown as well on American cities Republicans say are standing in the way, like Chicago, where the recent murder of a 63-year-old man shocked his community.
His arms tied with a duct tape, legs with the extension cord.
Both suspects, undocumented migrants. One had been arrested just weeks before for trying to lure a 13-year-old girl to his car.
ICE lodged a detainer against the criminal alien, but Chicago authorities released him back onto the street.
It's an incident Republicans say would not have happened if not for Chicago's sanctuary policies, which prohibit local law enforcement from communicating with immigration and customs enforcement.
The safest thing to do is to say, ICE, we got him in custody. Come here, we're releasing. We held him 345 days. We can't hold him a second longer. We can't wait for you to come inside the building. We got to let him go, so you have to arrest him in the parking lot.
Sanctuary laws are in place in several cities and states around the country, which became top locations for buses filled with migrants to be brought.
Do you solemnly swear?
The mayors of the four largest ones, Boston, Chicago, Denver, and New York, defending their city's laws that require them to care for the migrants.
The question Denver faced was, what will you do with a mom and two kids dropped on the streets of our city with no warm clothes, no food, and no place to stay?
All four mayors touting massive decreases in homicides and violent crime in their cities and say the laws are a contributing factor.
Any actions that amplify fears of deportations make Chicago more dangerous. Those fears cause witnesses and victims to avoid cooperating with police.
Both GOP lawmakers and President Trump have already threatened to withhold federal funding from sanctuary cities, and the Justice Department says it plans to do so. But the cities could be far more hurt if the Transportation Department follows through on a similar threat, which would withhold funding from roads, bridges, airports, and public transit systems. On Capitol Hill, I'm Christine Frizzau.